सृष्टिस्थित्यप्येहानीश्वरमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलमखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखिलmखि स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्य जल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ते दीनकारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत ध्वान्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तिने विप्रलम्बर साम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंदनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते गौराविर्भव भूमि स्वं निर्देष्टा सचना प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपः स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त श्रीराधाकान्त नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पंगुर्मम मन्देर्मतेर्गति मत्सर्वसिद्धां भुजौ श्रीराधा मदनमोहनो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यं कल्पाद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा शीलगोविंद देवो पृष्ठालिसेवमानः स्मरामि श्रीमान् राससारन्ध्रीवं श्रीवटकरस्थितः कर्षं वेणुसमेर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रीयेसुरः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. A small recap. Before that, we will try to sing Bhagavad Mahatmya from different places, from Padma Puran, from Krishna Leelastava, Sarva Shastra Vipiyusha, Sarva Vedika Satpala, Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya, Sarva Lokaika Drikpada, सर्व भागवत प्राण श्रीमद् भागवत प्रभो कलिध्वान्तोदितादित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तित परमानंद पाटनाय प्रेम वक्षक्षराय ते सर्वंदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुते मदेक बंधो मत्संगीन मद्गुरो मद्महाधन मद्निष्ठारक मद्भाग्य मदानंद नमोस्तुते असाधु साधु दत्ताय नतीति चोचतारक हारमुंच कदाचिन्मा प्रेम्ना वित्कण्ठयोस्फुरः. Keep your videos on and tell me how many of you know this prayer. Hari Bhakti Hari Krishna Leelastava by Sanatan Goswami. I had sent, how many of you practiced it? I had sent in the WhatsApp. Have I sent or not? If not, Aruna Mataji, please send. At least in the, you all must have got that. In the Bhakti Vaibhava group, I have put or not?
It's sent, Mataji.
It is sent, huh?
Yes.
So open the book, open the WhatsApp group, and try to find out where it is, and try to chant along with me, because As a Bhakti Shastri student, you should know the importance of Bhagavad Bhagavatam given by given in different scriptures. So re-put it na again. Put that. Okay, very good. Here only it has been. You have it, no? Okay. Here it is there. Sarva Shastra again scroll it and put it again after this after we decide. Okay. Sarva Shastra Piyush Sarva Vedeka Satpala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya Sarva Lokaika Drukpada Sarva Shastra Piyush. It is the most sweetest in all the Shastras. Sarva Vedaika Satpala. This is the ultimate in all the Vedanta. This is ultimate in all the Siddhanta. Vedaika Satpala. Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya. It is the jewel in all the Siddhanta. Satphala also refers to it is a fruit of all the Vedas. It is the Ratna in all the Siddhanta. Sarva Lokaika Drukpada. This is very sweet. Everybody loves. Everybody loves Sarva Lokaika Drukpada. Everybody loves Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarva Bhagavata Prana. Especially it is prana for the devotees. Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam is Prabhu. Prabhu refers to he is Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna, is Lord. Kali Dvanto Didaditya. In this Kali Yuga, to remove all the ignorance, Lord himself has appeared as Bhagavatam. Sri Krishna Parivartita. Paramananda Patnaya. So Paramananda Patna. What a person experiences by chanting Bhagavatam verses, he experiences Ananda. Prema Bhakshaksharayate. Every verse, every word in Bhagavatam only gives prema. Sarvada Sarvasevya. That is why we all have to serve Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Krishnaya Namaste. So let me pay obeisances to Bhagavatam, who is non-different from Krishna. Madeka Bandho Matsangin, he is only Bandhu. He is only brother, you can say Bandhu, relative. Matsangin is only friend. Madguru, he is my Guru. Mad Mahadhana, he is the only Dhana. That means Bhagavatam is the only Dhana. Mannishtharaka, let my mind be completely fixed up in Bhagavatam. Mad Bhagya, that will be my Bhagya. Madananda Namostute. In this way, Bhagavatam gives me Ananda. Asadu sadhu datta. I am an asadu. But to give all the saintly qualities, it's only Bhagavatam which can give me saintly qualities. Ati nicho chatarata. I am the most lowest person. But to deliver me, it's only Bhagavatam which can deliver me. Hana muncha kadachinmam. So all my sinful reactions will be completely removed by Bhagavatam. Premna Rut Kanthayo Spuraha. Let Bhagavatam beautify my Kantha. That means let the Bhagavatam verses be always chanted. So in this way, meaning also has been given, and you say you have not got it. What is this? Everything is given. You will just open the WhatsApp group and refer to the verses which has been given. And then we had also discussed about Padma Puran verse. Okay, for today we'll take up this much. Because every class we are going to learn certain verses. Today we are going to do a new verse. So I have taken from Padma Puran also. I have taken the glorification from Garuda Puran, Skanda Puran, and then last time we took from Chaitanya Manjusha. Now today, glorification of Bhagavatam from 12th canto, 13th chapter, 18th verse. We are going to do that. I'll put this all in the group. And today what we can do is, till now, whatever we have done, glorification of Bhagavatam, we'll put it in the group. So that again by repetition, at least we'll come to know the importance of Bhagavad. 12th canto, 13th chapter, 18th verse. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranamalam Yadvaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Parahamsye Hamsaye Yasmin Param Hamsayekam Amalam Jnanam Param Hiyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Aviskritam Tashunvan Supathan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchyena Naraha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam. So it is spotless Purana. Puranam Amalam. There is no flaw in it. It is spotless Purana. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam. Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. Very dear to Vaishnavas. Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. Yasmin Param. Paramahamsye. Hamse. Hamsya. Hamsyamekam. Some mistake is there in this. Paramahamsyaka. Hamsyak. Hamsyamekam. Hamsyamekam. Parahamsyamekam. Yasmin Parahamsyamekam. You have to bifurcate it properly because here, when I'll be putting it, you have to practice it nicely. Yasmin Parama Hamsyamekam. Hamsyamekam. Parama Hamsyamekam. That means Paramahamsas, for them, there is only one Purana. That is Bhagavata Purana. Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate. What they are singing? They are singing Viraga Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Samhitam. So what is there in Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam contains the means to become free from all material activities. First, Jnana Viraga, Vairagya. It is teaching us Vairagya. Also, the knowledge, the transcendental knowledge is given. And renunciation is also automatically happens. Renunciation also happens. Naiskarmyam Aviskritam. Automatically, a devotee works for Krishna. When we say Naishkarmyam, what is the meaning of Naishkarmyam? Doing activity but not interested in the fruits. Nishkama Karma Yoga is also known as Naishkarmyam. So in one verse it has come, Naishkarmyam api achyuta bhava varjitam. If it is not having achyuta bhava varjitam, if there is no achyuta bhava, it is not having achyuta bhava, what is the use of Nishkama Karma Yoga? That is why Bhakti Sahitam has been given. Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Aviskritam. So what is taught in the Srimad Bhagavatam? It is renunciation, but with devotion. It is not that you are giving up everything and you are running away. You are utilizing in Krishna's service. Yukta Vairagya has been taught, not Falgu Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya has been taught. We have studied about Yukta Vairagya, Falgu Vairagya in Nectar of Devotion. Yukta Vairagya. How many of you remember? Yukta Vairagya. That means connecting everything to Krishna. When a person can connect everything to Krishna, when he doesn't have that attachment for his personal sense gratification. So, jnana, which jnanam has been taught? Transcendental knowledge has been taught. And then vairagya is there, but which vairagya is there? Yukta vairagya is there. Tashruvan supathan vicharana paro bhaktya vimuchyena naraha. Just by hearing Tashruvan, just by hearing Bhagavatam, supathan, by studying Bhagavatam, by hearing Bhagavatam, by studying Bhagavatam, vicharana paro. And also vicharana means after studying what we should do, we should contemplate on what we have studied. Hearing, assimilating, and then contemplating. If we do that, then we can absorb, because absorption is very much important. It's not just hearing. Hearing, supathan. That means after hearing, you're assimilating, you are recollecting, and then afterwards you are contemplating on the thing. Like today's topic, Naishkarmyam. What is the meaning of Naishkarmyam? What is Yukta Vairagya? Can anyone say what is Yukta Vairagya? What is the verse which speaks about Yukta Vairagya? Yes, Aruna
Performing
Mataji.
activities for the satisfaction of Krishna.
Yes, what is the verse which speaks Yukta Vairagya?
Can I do Mataji?
Yeah, tell.
Anasaktasya visayam
Anasaktasya Vishyan. This first line is enough to understand Yukta Vairagya. What is that first line? Tell me the first line.
Nasakta Vishyan. Nasakta Vishyan.
Anasaktasya visayam.
Next line is what?
Yatharham upayunjataha.
Using it for Krishna's service. When you can use, when you don't have that attachment, you don't have any personal sense gratification, then only you can use everything in Krishna's service. So just by Shunuman Pathan Vicharan Bhaktya Vimuchena Naraha. So what happens? He is Bhaktya Vimuchena. He chants so nicely that he completely becomes liberated from all the sinful reactions. This is the power of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is Puranam Amala. This much has been glorified. There are many more verses, but we will be taking one verse every time. So in the first chapter, how many questions were asked by the sages of Naimisharanya to Suta Goswami, son of Romaharsha?
6 questions.
6 questions. First question. What was the first question?
What is the ultimate goal for living entities?
What is the ultimate goal
For
for
living
a
entity.
living
Living entity.
Which verse speaks about that? Which verse?
Verse number 9.
Verse number 9. What is that ultimate goal? Or you can say, what is that one thing which is good for everyone? Ultimate goal means that is good for everyone. Ultimate goal. Second question. Which verse? Who will say? Raksha Mataji.
11.
11th what is the meaning? What is the meaning?
Essence of all scriptures. What is the essence of all scriptures?
Essence only?
It gives
or which
satisfaction.
What is the
It gives
essence of all
satisfaction to each and everyone.
Yes, which is going to satisfy everyone. It is similar. If you see first and second is similar. If you see what is the ultimate goal of life, that should be satisfying, then only it is ultimate goal. Na? It is good, that is why it is the saram. Saram means it is the essence.
Puri ni puri karmani, Mataji.
Yes. Okay. Third question, Mohit Prabhu.
It is about the incarnations of the Supreme Lord. The sages are asking.
No.
No.
Third question, who can tell?
Mataji, what is the purpose Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki and son of Vasudeva?
Yes. Verse number?
Verse number 12.
12. What is the purpose of Krishna's appearing in the womb of Devaki as a son of Vasudeva? Okay, 9 ho gaya, 11 ho gaya, and 12 ho gaya.
12.
Okay. Next question, where it is? No, you're going to teach me. I don't know where it is.
17, Mataji.
17th verse.
17, Pakka?
Yes,
Mataji. Yes.
Okay. So what is that verse? Which means?
The pastimes and adventures of pastimes of Krishna.
Creations and activities of Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Various incarnations.
To know about the Leela avatars of Krishna. And Leela avatars is for creation, maintenance, and destruction. Leela avatars. Technically, it is actually where Baldev Vidyabhushan writes. It's actually about knowing Krishna as avatari. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also writes. We want to know about Krishna in his Leela avatars, and also we want to know about Krishna because he is avatari. We want to know about Krishna. We want to know, previous verse was what we want to, previous question was, we want to know why Krishna appeared in the womb. Okay, this question is what? We want to know about the Leela avatars of Krishna. Or you can say we want to know how Krishna is avatari. We want to know about that also. We are eager to know about the adventures he has performed. That means we want to know about Krishna as an avatari. Okay, next question. Vimalangi Mataji. Where is the next question?
I'm not aware of it.
Okay, anybody else can answer?
Mataji, 18 number.
18
18th verse.
18th number.
transcendental
So what was
pastimes
it?
of the Lord.
Past
Very-
Yeah,
time.
now we want to know various pastimes of Lord. The previous verse was what? About Avatari, that is
Avatars.
Krishna only. Krishna in Leela Avataras, that also you can say. Krishna's Leela Avataras, and here what they want to know? They want to know about multiple avatars. Now, Leela Avatara also comes in multiple avatars. No? Why these two questions are different? That here itself we can understand the previous verse, Krishna as an avatari has been asked. Krishna's other avatars. Discuss about the avatars. We want to know about the avatars. Avatari, avatar. Okay?
Avatari.
So Mataji, in question number 5, they want to know about the activities of Krishna only.
No, they
Is that
want to
right?
know about the activities of the avatars of Krishna. Just see, please narrate the transcendental pastimes of the
Pastime of the
Supreme
Lord.
Lord's multiple incarnations.
Multi-incarnation.
About all the different incarnations, 24 incarnations has been spoken.
Yeah.
Different incarnations. Why Lord appeared as Dattatreya? Why Lord appeared as Vyasa? Why Lord appeared as Narada? Even Narada comes in Bhakti Shakti Avatara. So why Lord appears in different incarnations, multiple incarnations. Previous verse was what? We are eager to know about the adventure he performs in his various incarnations. Now his transcendental activities are magnificent and gracious and all these things, everything we've given. But technically this verse speaks about Krishna as avatari. Because Leela word is there, that Leela word also can refer to Leela Avatara, but if Leela Avatara is specially discussed over there, then what about in 18th verse? Somebody can ask, why Leela Avataras doesn't come in the multiple avatars? There are 6 categories of avatars, isn't it? Leela Avatara. Then you have, which avatars? Kala Avataras. That has been asked here. Kalaha means Kala Avatara, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Then you have Purusha Avatara, Shiradakshini Vishnu. Then you have Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shiradakshaya Vishnu, Purusha Avataras. Then you have Yuga Avataras. You have Yuga Avataras or not? Yuga Avataras. That is Hamsa. Then Lord appears as Yajna. Then Lord appears as Shyam Sundar. Lord appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yuga Avataras. Then you have Manvantara Avataras. Vamana also comes in Manvantara Avataras. Manvantara Avataras you have. Then you have Leela Avataras, Matsya, Kurma. Different Leela Avataras are there. Varaha. There are also Leela Avataras. Then you have Shakti Avesh Avatara. Parashuram comes in Shakti Avesh Avatara. Balram comes in Shakti Avesh Avatara. Brahma comes also in Shakti Avesh Avatara, also in Kalavataras. Narada comes in Shakti Avesh Avatara. Sheshna, Adishesha comes in Shakti Avesh Avatara. So in this way, there are 6 categories of avatars. We are not talking about how many avatars in each category. We are just technically talking about 6 categories of avatar. Where Kala has been told in various Kalaha. If you go in English translation, then Kala refers to incarnations. Kala also refers to his expertise. Isn't it? Kala means what? His expertise. So Krishna as avatari has been spoken. Krishna's avatars has been discussed. The inquiry is about Krishna's various avatars. Last question. So is it clear now? Because we
Hare
can
Krishna
go ahead
Mataji.
only when the question is clear.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी वो साहित्य अवतार भी है ना मतलब वेद व्यास
हाँ, साहित्य वेद व्यासा है, ऋतु
तो
महाराज
ये
है,
6 कैटेगरी में आता है माता जी, ये 6
शक्ति
कैटेगरी
आवेश अवतार में आते हैं ना, शक्ति आवेश अवतार वेद व्यास आते हैं ना।
अच्छा ओके माता
हाँ, ऋतु महाराज भी आते हैं शक्ति आवेश अवतार में, दुष्ट संहार शक्ति आवेश अवतार में आते हैं ऋतु महाराज। So one is about avatari and one is about avatar. ठीक है? 3 questions relating to Krishna has been asked. One is why Krishna appeared in the womb. One is Krishna as avatari, his different incarnations. We want to know. And then third is we want to know about incarnations. Okay. And last question,
Where is
23.
23. What is the last question? 23.
After
जब कृष्णा
Dharma
धापा
manifests.
लीला करके
Let me answer.
धाम में गए
Aruna will answer. Okay. Let
After
Aruna
Krishna-
answer.
After Krishna unmanifests, where will the dharma reside?
Where will dharma take shelter of?
23.
Swam kashta madhunopete dharmakam sharanam gata. Okay. So 6 questions are very clear now. Then only we can go ahead.
Yes.
If anybody has doubt, raise your hand. If anybody has doubt or want to hear again, you can raise your hand. Again, we'll repeat. Because if these questions are only not clear, then how are we going to go forward? So if you have any doubt, okay. Vimalangi Mataji.
Mataji, 4th and 5th, I'm still confused.
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th, yes, Mataji.
4th is about Krishna as an avatari. Okay.
Okay. So
But
that you
technically,
have
somewhere, some places they say about Kala Avatara. Speak about Krishna's Kala Avataras, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. But the question arises, if Kala Avataras has been spoken, then in the next question itself, what is asked? Various incarnations has been asked or not? So Kala Avataras also come in incarnations now. Why separately Kala Avatara is asked? That is why this question pertains to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, this question pertains to Krishna to be known as an avatari.
Okay.
So you cannot just say, okay, Kala Avatara, then suddenly it will come Leela Avatara, then suddenly it will come. But just for technical purpose, we can say, okay, Kala Avataras. That is creation, maintenance, destruction. How Krishna has done all these things. That also can be understood. And next question can be understood. Please speak about Krishna's various Leela Avataras. But then what about Shakti Avesh Avatara? Then what about Yuga Avatars? So if we speak like this, then okay, Leela Kala Avatara, Leela Avatar. That is easy to bifurcate also. Speak about Kala Avatara, speak about Leela Avatara. But what about the other 4 categories? Yuga Avataras, Manvantara Avataras, Shakti Avesh Avataras. What about them then? Purusha Avataras. So if you want to understand like that also, there is one way to understand Kala Avataras, Leela Avataras. But if you really go in deep, then Krishna as an avatari, speak about Krishna as an avatari, that he is the source of all the incarnation, and then speak about all the avataras.
Yes.
That is more broader and easier to understand. Narrow part is, okay, speak about Krishna's Kala Avataras, speak about Krishna's Leela Avataras. That means don't speak about Purusha Avatara, don't speak about Yuga Avatara, Manvantara Avatara, and Shakti Avesh Avatara. But when the answer to this question is going to be given, at that time, Shakti Avesh Avatara is also spoken. Why? So that is why just you should not be carried away by the word Kala, by the word Leela. Leela means past tense. Kala means expertise. And who is expert? It is avatari who is expert to present himself in different forms. So we want to know about his expertise as an avatari. You got it? Anybody else? If you have not understood, be very open. Ask. You only spend time in questions. Answers later. Okay. So let us see. So now what happened in the second chapter? After hearing to the questions by the sages of Naimisharanya, Vedavyasa is speaking. Well, Vyasa is writing, na? Bhagavatam, who is writing? It is Vyasa who is jotting down everything. Now Vyasa says, after hearing the question from the sages of Naimisharanya, Suta Goswami is very happy. Actually, they said one should thank the inquirers, because inquiring about Krishna actually elaborates the topic. Why the last, how we conclude every session? Any questions, please? That means we don't want to conclude. We just want to go on, go on. But what to do? This time is 10 o'clock. Then what we say? Okay, last question please. Actually, it's the wrong thing. It's not last question. Actually, the questions should go on and the answers also should go on. But we don't have that patience. No? It's night time. We want to sleep. Morning, we have to get up and do the service for Lord. That is why we take limited questions. But questions always is welcoming to the speaker. If it is welcoming, then there is an enjoyment. And that is how the speaker thanks the inquirer. That has happened. That is what is told here. So in this chapter, second chapter, what all will be taught? Abhideya Jnana. What is the meaning of Abhideya Jnana? Process of worshipping Lord. What is Abhideya Jnana? Process of worshipping Lord. And what is Prayojana Jnana? Ultimate goal of life. Ultimate goal of life is what? Bhakti. Bhakti for Krishna. That is prema for Krishna. So this knowledge is given in this chapter. That is why this chapter's name is Divinity and Divine Service. What is divine service? Abhideya Jnana. Divine service, Abhideya. We have three types of knowledge: Sambandha Jnana, Abhideya Jnana, and Prayojana Jnana. After knowing that I am not the body, I am soul, then what I should do? Bhagavad Gita taught me, okay, I am not the body, I am soul. Then what I should do? I should serve Krishna. How to serve Krishna? What to do? What to do? I have to serve. Then how to do that? That is Abhideya Jnana. How to do? That has been given. How to do? What type of bhakti to be done? How to do? And then why to do? What is the purpose? Why to do? Divinity. To understand this divinity. The divinity is what? First is, I am servant of Lord. And then ultimate goal is what? Ultimate goal is Krishna Prema. That is divinity. To understand this divinity, that this prema is eternally existing. To understand that, why the question comes. What, how, why. Okay? What to do, how to do, and why to do. Prayojana Jnana. So let us see this first verse. Vyasuvacha iti samprashna sambrishto vipranam romaharshinihi prati pujavachastesham pravaktum upachakrame iti samprashna sambrishto. So iti samprashna sambrishto vipranam romaharshinihi prati pujavachastesham. Chant along with me. Pravaktum upachakrame. Again we'll chant. Vyasuvacha prashna samrushto vipranam romaharshinihi prati pujavachastesham pravaktum upachakrame. Vyasa is expressing some prashna. It is not just prashna. It is some prashna. Some means paripurna or perfect. Enquiries were so perfect. Everything were related to Krishna. If Krishna is Purnam, then prashna related to him also will be paripurna only, na? Sampurna or some prashna. Iti some prashna samrushto. Rushta means satisfaction. Samrushto means perfectly satisfied. First, it satisfied whom? It satisfied the sages who had assembled there. What questions? Because these questions were from them only, and that is giving them satisfaction also. And it satisfied whom? The son of Romaharshana. Son of Romaharshana. His name is also Ugrashrava. Suta Goswami is one of the name is Ugrashrava. So Romaharshana was son of Romaharshana, that is Ugrashrava. Suta Goswami was so happy and so satisfied, perfectly satisfied, just by hearing the perfect questions of the sages of the Naimisharanya. Even they were also satisfied. The one who is asking is also satisfied. One who is hearing is also satisfied. And then what did he do? Prati puja vachastesham pravaktum upachakrame. He fully thanked them, Pratipuja. He fully thanked them. Pratipuja also refers to like you respect, isn't it? Puja. Puja means you worship. These questions, the ones who were asking the questions were worshipable. It is the duty of the speaker. Before he speaks, he should worship three people. One is Lord himself to give the opportunity. One is his guru to give him the knowledge to speak about Krishna. And the last but never the least, that is the audience. If the audience is not there, to whom will he speak? To the walls or what? That is why before starting any pravachan, wherever you are asked to speak, mentally you should thank three people: Lord, Guru, and the audience or the devotees who have assembled there. So prati puja vachas tesha pravaktum upachakrame. Now pravaktaha means he is going to speak. So all the arrangement is done. What is that arrangement? Questions. First questions are there, then only answers will come. Na? So now let us see how he is starting. He is starting by paying obeisances to his guru. Who is Sutta Goswami's guru? Who is Sutta Goswami's guru? Who can tell? Who is guru of Sutta Goswami? Yeah.
Shonak Rishi.
Shonak Rishi guru है क्या?
Roma?
गुरु है कि स्टूडेंट है? गुरु है कि स्टूडेंट है? शौनक आदि
माताजी व्यास जी.
सुखदेव गोस्वामी माताजी.
यस, सुखदेव गोस्वामी. कहाँ से सुन के आए? गंगा के तट पे बैठे थे. He was sitting on the banks of Ganga, and there Sukadeva Goswami is speaking Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. In that assembly, Narada is also there, Vyasa is also there, Sutta Goswami is also there. Sutta Goswami heard from Sukadeva Goswami, comes to Naimisharanya. Naimisharanya is Animisha Kshetraha. Animisha is Krishna's name, Animisha Kshetraha. In that Kshetra, Shaunakadi Rishi were waiting for thousands and thousands of years. Because for 1000 years, what they were doing? They were just performing some rituals, though they were not interested, but waiting for hearing the transcendental knowledge. We saw in the last chapter, we should not forget it. The last chapter we saw that. And now Shaunakadi Rishi, Shaunak is the representative of all the sages. He is asking six questions on behalf of the sages. Only one person can ask. Now everybody will speak then how? So one person, that is Shaunak, sage Shaunaka, is asking the questions on behalf of other sages. Shaunakadi Rishi. They are all asking the questions. So in this way, after hearing the questions, the first thing, what a person, how he starts the lecture? By first paying obeisances to Lord and paying obeisances to his Guru. So his Guru is Sukadeva Goswami. So second and the third verse is a pranam mantra for Sukadeva Goswami. Pranam mantra for Sukadeva Goswami, recited by Sutta Goswami. Sutuvacha, very important verses. One word will just take one word, so that we can relish one word. First we'll chant 2 times. Yam pravrajantam anupeta peta krutyam. Yam pravrajantam anupeta peta krutyam. Dvaipayano virahakatara juhava. Dvaipayano virahakatara juhava. Putreti tanmayataya taravo abhinedus. Putreti tanmayataya taravo abhinedus. Tam sarvabhutam hridayam munimanatosmi. Tam sarvabhutam hridayam munimanatosmi. It is hard? Is it hard? Again we chant. Yam pravrajantam sutuvacha yam pravrajantam. Sanjay Prabhu, unmute yourself, chant after me. First line Sanjay Prabhu will chant after me. Afterwards Gadi Mataji will chant after me. Second line. First line. Sutuvacha
सूत उवाच
यं प्रव्रजन्तम्
यं प्रव्रजन्तम्
अनुपेतपेतकृत्यम्
अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यम्
अनुपेतपेतकृत्यम्
अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यम्
अनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यम्. Sandhi Vibhaga is done. Yam pravrajantam anupetamapetaकृत्यम्.
यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यम्.
Very good. Next line, Gadi Mataji. द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव.
द्वैपायनो विरह कात्र अहुजावा
कातर
कातर अहुजावा
आजुहाव.
आजुवाह द्वैपायनो
आजुहाव.
आजुवाह
द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव.
द्वैपायनो विरह कात्र. Mataji, that again I'm not getting. Katara. Ajuvaha.
Ajuhav. Bhaktani Prabhu. Putreti tanmayataya taravo abhinedos.
पुत्रेति तन्मया तरवो अभेनन्दुस्.
Putreti tanmayataya.
पुत्रेति तन्मयता
Mayataya.
पुत्रेति
Mayataya. Taravo abhinedos.
तरवो अभेनेन्दुस्.
पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो अभिनेदोस्.
पुत्रेति तन्मया तरवो अभेनेन्दुस्.
What is going on? Read again. Putreti tanmayataya taravo abhinedos.
पुत्रेति तन्मया तरवो अभेनेन्दुस्.
Maya, where it is? Mayataya.
Mayataya.
Taravo abhinedos.
तरवो अभिनेन्दुस्.
The sir came up. Okay, Khanna Prabhu. Tam sarvabhutam hridayam munimanatosmi.
Tam
sarvabhuta hridayam.
Tam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi.
Okay, Aruna Mataji, chant the whole verse. Sutuvacha, chant along with me. Sutuvacha yam pravrajantam, chant along with me. Yam pravrajantam anupeta peta krityam.
द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव. पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो अभिनेदुस्. तं सर्वभूत हृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि.
Vimalangi, you chant. Chant.
Yes, Mataji. Manupetamapetaकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव. पुत्रे तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्. तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम्
Munimanatosmi. Very good. Okay, Madhavi Manjari Mataji, can you chant? Madhavi Manjari.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna Dharma. Suta uvacha yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta-krutyam dvaipayano virahakatara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya taravo binedus tam sarvabhuta hrudayam munimanatosmi.
Very good. Now let us see one by one. One by one. Yam pravrajantam. What is the meaning of pravrajantam? Pravrajantam. He left everything. What did Sukadeva Goswami do? Sukadeva Goswami is a small parrot who heard the whole Bhagavatam when Lord Shiva is speaking to Parvati. But there was a condition. You should do or else I'll stop. And here Lord Shiva closes his eyes and starts speaking Bhagavatam. And there, when after some time, this hunkara was reducing, and ultimately Parvati slept. But Bhagavatam should not be stopped. And here, this small bird, which came out of the egg, is hearing Bhagavatam. This parrot belongs to Srimati Radharani. When Lord Shiva opens his eyes, he sees, oh, what is this? Who was doing this hunkar? Opens a third eye to burn this parrot. By the time the parrot runs, flies towards Badrikash. There Javali, the wife of Vyasa, opening the mouth to yawn. This bird goes and sits inside the stomach. For 16 years, the bird did not come out. This bird now became Sukadeva Goswami. It was just bird. Now, bird face and the body is human actually. Actually, Sukadeva Goswami's face is like parrot and the body is like human. So that is why Sukadeva Goswami, Sukha. And parrot, whatever it releases, it becomes very sweet. That we saw in the first chapter. Nigamakalpataror galitam palam shukamukad amritadrava samyutam. Very, very sweet. Now this galitam palam, the phalam, the bhagatam, which is the fruit of the Vedas. Vedas is compared to the tree. It is no more in the Vedas. Now it is in the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. So this Sukha is sitting in the womb, and Vyasa is saying, please come out, please come out. And as soon as it comes, Sukadeva Goswami comes out, a big boy now, 16 years boy, comes out, he just runs, pravrajantam yam pravrajantam anupetam. What is the meaning of anupetam? Vyasa wanted to catch him. Hey, wait. But he could not catch him. Anupetam apetam. What is that? Anupetam apetam anupetam. Anupetam means could not catch. Apeta krutyam. Why he wanted to catch? Because sanskaras has to be done, na? Janma sanskara. Then you have anaprasha sanskara. So many sanskaras are there. Afterwards you have the upanayinam sanskara. No sanskaras were done for him. Apeta krutyam. No sanskaras. Actually, after janma sanskara, so many sanskaras has to be done. Practically, there are important 10 sanskaras. Sometimes they said 16 important sanskaras are there, which has to be done. But without any sanskara, Sukadeva Goswami just ran. Yam pravrajantam ran. Anupetam could not be caught. Apeta krutyam, without any sanskaras, just ran. Understood? First line. Is it okay? Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krutyam. Dvaipayano. Who is Dvaipayana? Vyasa. Dvaipayana. Dvaipayana Krishna. We say na Dvaipayana. The same Krishna appears as Vedavyasa. Vyasa. So Dvaipayana Viraha. Now it is so much Viraha for Dvaipayana Rishi. That is Vyasa Rishi. You say why Viraha should be there? Viraha means attachment. Attachment is another form of ignorance. Why Vyasa should have such type of ignorance? Why so much of attachment? It is said attachment to any living being or attachment to family members is the cause of our bondage. But here, Dvaipayana Viraha Katara Ajuhava. What is he doing? Katara Ajuhava. He is crying. Loudly he is crying. Katara Ajuhava. What is the meaning of Ajuhava? Just see what is the meaning of Ajuhava. Exclaiming. It's not just exclaiming, he's crying. He's crying. Katara, he's so afraid of the separation. He's just crying. What is he crying? Putreti, putreti. Oh, my son, please don't go. Please don't go. Putreti. Tanmayataya. Now, tanmaya. There is two types of maya. Tanmaya, Stri Maya. Somebody is attached to Sri, it is Sri Maya. Tanmaya. If somebody is attached to any living being, it is Tanmaya. Now, Tanmaya, he is attached to his son. But his son is a liberated soul. His son is a great devotee of Lord. So attachment to devotees is not a problem. It is not the cause of bondage. In fact, it will be the cause of liberation. If somebody is attached to Srila Prabhupada, then it is a cause of liberation or bondage. Liberation. So attachment to devotees will always give liberation. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what will happen if you go? Prabhupada said, don't worry. Then should we cry or should we not cry? Kings cry when the king goes. In the same way, the disciples cry when the guru goes. So the attachment to guru is the cause of liberation, not bondage. So Tanmaya. So he is attached to his son. His son is not an ordinary person. He is a parrot of Srimati Radharani, great devotee. So attachment to great devotee is wonderful. So Tanmaya has been given. Tanmaya. Then Taravo Abhinedus. What happened was, Sukadev Goswami has the power to enter everyone's heart. That is given in the next, in the Sarva Bhuta Hridayam. He enters everyone's heart. So what happened was, he has a capacity even to enter the heart of the trees. That means he's so influential. It is said, devotee always attracts everyone. He melts the heart of everyone. Even the trees were also melted by seeing Sukadeva Goswami. And what did the trees do? They also started crying. So how they started crying? There is an echo heard. When Putreti, who is crying? Vyasa. Samne se what echo is coming? Putreti. That means the trees are saying, Oh Sukadeva Goswami, you are son or your father? Sometimes he said, no, the son is father's son. One proverb is also that every son is also father's son. I know every son is also a father. Somebody like this one proverb is there. Son is always a father. We don't know in the previous janma, the same son can be father also. Who is son? Who is father? So there is an echo which is heard, in which there is a realized verse spoken by the trees. Hey Vyasa, why you are crying? Even we are also crying, no doubt. But who is son? Who is father? You are son or you are father? Or Sukadeva Goswami is a son or Sukadeva Goswami is a father? Even we are also crying. We also cannot see the separation of Sukadeva Goswami. So this is one, you can say, imaginary. But this image is not just imaginary. It is Tam Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Muni Manatosti. So what Sutta Goswami wants to say, when you can penetrate in the hearts of the trees, why don't you penetrate in my heart? You come in my heart and make me speak Bhagavatam. Make me speak the glories of Krishna by which I can melt others' heart. So that is the meaning of this Tam Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi. So I pay obeisances to you, Muni. Muni means O sage. I pay obeisances to you. You have the capacity to enter everyone's heart. So why don't you enter my heart? That is what is spoken. Why don't you enter my heart? And here, even if Vyasa is crying, Putreti, Putreti, it is not that he has lost the sense of discrimination. Because we discriminate, no? We should not have attachment. Attachment is not wrong, is not in the right platform, it's not good. Attachment will only create expectations. Expectations will create lamentations and all these things. But Vyasa has not lost any discrimination. And also the trees, what they are doing, they are also calling in echo. When you in the forest, if you call, there will be another sound which will be heard, isn't it? That is echo. It seemed as if the trees are speaking. They are saying, oh Vyasa, you are son or your father? You are saying, I am his father, he is my son. But we feel that you are the son and he is the father. So who is father of whom? In this way, they are trying to enlighten Vyasa. Just has been spoken. So here Suta Goswami is saying, when you can enter the consciousness of the dull tree and give them the knowledge, why don't you enter in our heart, in my heart? Here he says, please enter my heart and make me speak Bhagavatam, by which the intellects of the hearers also will be purified. So Bhagavatam purifies not only the speaker, also the hearer. That is why tree has been spoken and echo has been spoken. When you say echo, it comes back. When you say son, then who is son? Son from their son. Putreti, they say Putreti. They are calling Putreti to whom? Vyasa. You understanding? Putreti, he is also English. Putreti. Then they are telling to whom? To Vyasa. That means he is giving the knowledge. Hey, why are you crying? In what Janma you were Putra, he was son. So when you can enlighten adultery, then enlighten me also, so that I can give this knowledge to others and enlighten the intellects of everyone. That is how Sutta Goswami is asking. Is it clear, this verse? See each and every word. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krutyam dvaipayano viraha katara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya taravo abhinedo tam sarvabhutam hridayam munimanatosmi. Any doubt in this verse? Anything which you have not understood? Okay. Now read the purport. Gadi Mataji, read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The institution of Varna and Ashrama prescribes many regulative duties to be observed by its followers. Such duties enjoy that a candidate will willingly to study the Vedas must approach a bona fide spiritual master and request acceptance as his disciple. The sacred thread is the sign of those who are competent to study the Vedas from the Acharya or the bona fide spiritual master. Sri Sukadev Goswami did not undergo such purificatory ceremonies because he was a liberated soul from his very birth. I'll continue with this.
Yeah. Read the whole thing.
Yes, Mataji. Generally, a man is born as an ordinary being, and by the purificatory processes, he is born for the second time. When he sees a new light and seeks direction from spiritual progress, he approaches a spiritual master for instruction in the Vedas. The spiritual master accepts only the sincere inquirer as his disciple and gives him the sacred thread. In this way, a man becomes twice born, or a Dvija. After qualifying as a Dvija, one must study the Vedas, and after becoming well versed in the Vedas, one becomes a Vipra. A Vipra or a qualified Brahmana thus realizes the absolute and makes further progress in spiritual life until he reaches the Vaishnava stage. The Vaishnava stage is the postgraduate status of a Brahmana. A progressive Brahmana must necessarily become a Vaishnava. For a Vaishnava, it is a self-realized, learned Brahmana.
If you remember, we had discussed this in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna says to his teacher, Guracharya, Dvija Uttamaha. Remember, that time we had spoken about the levels of Brahmanas. Forgot? First chapter Bhagavad Gita. Dvija Uttamaha, Dvija, Vipra, and Vaishnava. We have spoken that Dvija, twice born, that is born in a Brahmin family, got the thread. After getting the thread, is Dvija. Then Vipra, now learning the scriptures expert also, but yet to realize, and that realization is in the level of Brahmana. Okay, Dvija, Vipra, and Vaishnava. Dvija, Vipra, and Vaishnava. These are the three levels of Brahmanas. Okay.
Srila Sukadev Goswami was a Vaishnava from the beginning. Therefore, there was no need for him to undergo all the processes of the Varnashrama institution. Ultimately, the aim of Varnashrama Dharma is to turn a crude man into a pure devotee of the Lord, or a Vaishnava. Anyone, therefore, who becomes a Vaishnava accepted by the first class Vaishnava or Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava is already considered a Brahmana, regardless of his birth or past deeds. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this principle and recognized Srila Haridas Thakur as the Acharya of the holy name, although Thakur Haridas appeared in a Mohammedan family. In conclusion, Srila Sukadev Goswami was born a Vaishnava and therefore Brahmanism was included in him. He did not have to undergo any ceremonies. Any low-born person, be he a Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulakasya, Abhira, Shumbha, Yavana, Kasa, or even lower, can be delivered to the highest transcendental position by the mercy of Vaishnava. Srila Sukadev Goswami was the spiritual master of Srila Sutta Goswami, who therefore offers his respectful obeisances unto Srila Sukadev Goswami before he begins his answers to the questions of the sages at Naimisharanya.
That is how mentally the speaker first should thank his guru. So his guru is Sukadev Goswami, and he says, "You please enter my heart." But that is what is spoken. You please enter my heart. You give me this knowledge, so that I can give this knowledge to others. That means show your mercy unto me. Next, third verse. Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam adhyatmadipam atititirshatam tamandham sansarina karunaya puralagunyam tam vyasasum upayami gurum munina. Dhanna Prabhu, unmute yourself. Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam.
Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam.
Ekam. So ma has come there. Okay. Second line say that ma has come, half ma there. So what is left now? A is left. Adhyatma nityam atitirshatam tamuandham.
Adhyatma deepam atitirshatam.
Atitirshatam.
Atititir.
नहीं अतिथि नहीं अतिथितीर्षताम अतिथितीर्षताम.
Okay.
Two are rasva, one is dirgha. Atititirshatam.
Atititirshatam. Tamon.
Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam. Yasvanubhavam.
Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam.
Akhila shruti saramekam. Akhila shruti. When it is rasva, speak rasva. When it is dirgha, shru, you should say. Shruti. Adhyatmadipam atititirshatam.
Adhyatmadipam atititirshatam tamondham.
Andham. Sansarinam karunaya puralabhyam.
Samsarinam karunayaha karunayaha puranaguhyam.
Karunaya. Ha, you should not speak very nicely. Karunaya. It's just touch it. Karunaya. Karunaya puranaguhyam. Karunaya puranaguhyam. That ha should, like, you should tell also, at the same time for it also. Not throw it.
Karunayaha.
यह also nahi. Karunaya. Karunaya. I ate it. Karunaya.
Karunaya. Karunaya.
Purana Guhyam.
Purana Guhyam.
Samvyasa Sunam.
Purana Guhyam.
Samvyasa Sunam Upayami Gurum Muninam.
Tamvyasa Sunam Upayami Gurum Muninam.
Very good. Who else will try?
This one
Jatan
is
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. यस्वानुभावमखिलं श्रुतिसारमेकम्
Akhilam nahi,
अध्यात्मदीपम्
Akhila.
अखिल
Akhila.
यस्वानुभावमखिलं श्रुतिसारमेकम्
Akhilam nahi, Akhilam nahi. Akhila.
अखिल यस्वानुभाव अखिल श्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम्
Yasvanubhavam. Yasvanubhavam.
अनुभावम्
Akhila.
अखिल श्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितीर्षितां तं
Ati
तमोन्धम्
titirshatam. Ati titirshatam.
अतितितीर्षतां तमोन्धम्
Tamoandham.
तमोन्धम् संसारिणा
Sansarina.
कारुण्या पुराणगुह्यम्
Karunya nahi hai. Sansarinam karunaya Purana Guhyam.
संसारिणा करुणया पुराणगुह्यम् तं
Tamvyasa Sunam
व्याससूनं तन्व्यास
Upayami.
उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्.
Sanjay Prabhu, please chant. Yasvanubhavam.
येष्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारम् एकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितिर्षतां तमो अन्धम् संसारिणां करुण्ययः पुराणगुह्यम् तं व्याससूनम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्.
Jai Ho. You are finding difficulty, na? Now see how you are chanting. Sachdev Prabhu. Sachdev Prabhu. Okay. Kusum Mataji. Chant, chant. Yeah.
यह स्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितीर्षताम्
Atititirshatam. Atititirshatam.
संसारिणां करुणा संसारिणां करुणा करुणायः
Karunaya. Karunaya.
तं 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 करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यम् तं व्याससूनम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्.
Okay. So now again, paying obeisances to Sukadeva Goswami. He says, let me pay obeisances to my Guru, Guru Muninam. He is Guru of all the Gurus. He is Guru of all the sages, Guru Muninam. So Upayami, Upayami means let me pay obeisances. Upayami Guru Muninam. Guru Muninam here refers to, he is Guru of all the sages. And then what he has done? Sansarina Karunaya. He has so much of compassion to every living entity. He has compassion for practically gross materialistic people. Even he wants them that they should cross the material ocean. Sansarina Karunaya Purana Guhyam. So what he has given? This mystical knowledge, or you can say this confidential knowledge. He has given this confidential knowledge, Purana Guhyam. He has given this confidential knowledge to whom? To the sansara, out of compassion. We are going from behind. He is Vyasa Sunam. He is the son of Vyasa. Adhyatma Deepam Atititirshatam Tamo Andham. Atititirshatam means the most lowest people, the materialistic people. To remove their Tama Andham. Tama means the darkest region of ignorance. To remove this darkest material existence or darkest region of existence, Tatiti Tirshata, to overcome. They are the most lowest people. They are to overcome their ignorance, Atiti Tirshatam. They are having the desire, but they are having the desire that how to overcome this, how to come out of this material existence. So, Adhyatma Deepam Atiti Tirshatam Tamu Andham. Tamu Andham means they are completely in ignorance, Tamu Andham. They are completely in the darkest region of ignorance. They have the desire to come out. Even if they don't have the desire, there is a desire in the heart of Sukadeva Goswami. How to bring them out of this darkest region of ignorance? So what he does is, yes, Swanubhavam, whatever he has experienced. So when he comes out of the womb of Javadi, at that time he is Brahmabhuta Prasannath. He has not yet experienced the devotional service to Krishna. You will say, how is it? He's a parent of Srimati Radharani. Now in this life, yes, speaking about in this life. He is Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. He is more into, like Brahmavadis, they are more into Brahman aspect of Lord. They know the form of Lord, they have everything, but they have yet not experienced the beautiful form of Lord. They have not yet experienced. So here, Yaswanubhava, he has experienced. How he has experienced? Because Vedavyasa speaks to him 4 important shlokas, especially Atmarama verse. Even though Lord is Atmaram, Atmaramapi, there is a nice verse which speaks about, even though he is an Atmaram. I heard saying as Brahmavadi, how he was able to, okay, I could not read the whole thing. So here it is said, even though he was, let me check, what was it? What was the question? Yeah, I heard saying as Brahmavadi, how he was able to glorify the personal feature of Lord by giving us the right. Yes, that is the answer what is going to come up. Now, though he was a Brahmavadi, he was much interested in Brahman aspect of Lord. He was Brahmabhuta Supanasta, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma, more interested into liberation aspect. But then, how is it that he became so much devotee of Lord? Just by hearing the 4 important shlokas, Chaturshloki Bhagavatam from Vedavyasa. Especially when Krishna's beautiful nature or beautiful guna of treating Putana as mother. Stanakala Kutam. This verse, when it comes, Stanakala Kutam, this Putana comes with the breast, with the poisoned breast, but still Krishna gives her the position of a mother. How sweet is Krishna? Like when the 4 Kumaras, they go to Vaikuntha, they were also Brahmavadis one. But when they got the fragrance of the Tulasi of Krishna, they become attracted more to Krishna's personal feature. They know that Lord has a personal feature, but they are more interested in Brahman aspect. But when they come in contact with any of the 5 aspects of Krishna, either his form or his guna or the devotees, immediately they get attracted to Krishna's form. They get attracted to performing devotion to Krishna. That is worship of Krishna's form. Now here also the same thing happened. Just heard the Leelas of Krishna from the mouth of his father, that is Vedavyasa. He experienced it. And Vedavyasa, what he gave? He gave the highest knowledge, the most transcendental knowledge. Akhila Shruti Saramekam. So Akhila Shruti, Akhila means everything. Everything is covered. Akhila, all around, everything is covered. Shruti. Shruti means the Vedas. Shruti also refers to, this is the only object of hearing. This transcendental knowledge which is going to give that understanding of the loving relationship to Krishna, it is the only object of hearing. Akhila Shruti Saram. And it is the essence of hearing. So what is Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of hearing, and it is the essence of everything, of all the Vedas. Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam. So this is what his father gave, and he relished. So what is Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is the essence for those who relish it. Is the ears relish Bhagavatam, and also Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Shrutis. Shruti refers to two things. One is hearing. Shruti also refers to one is Vedas. Vedas also refers to Shruti only. Shruti refers to hearing. Shruti refers to Vedas. Saram refers to essence. So essence of all hearing is Srimad Bhagavatam. Essence of all the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is the only essence. Ekam Saram. Adhyatma Deepam. What is the meaning of Adhyatma Deepam? Adhyatma. Adhyatma means Adhyatma. Adi means one which governs the Mahat Tattva. What are the Mahat Tattva? 24 elements comprise of Mahat Tattva, isn't it? Our body is comprised of 24 elements. Technically, that sum total of all the 24 elements is known as Mahat Tattva. Who is governing that Mahat Tattva? It is Adi Atma. That means Adi means controlling the body. Who is controlling the body? It is Atma. Atma is present. That is why we are shaking the hands, we are speaking, everything is happening. So, Adi Atma Deepam. So, this Bhagavatam, which is the most confidential knowledge, which is the Sara of the Vedas, which is the Sara of the hearing, it is Adhyatma Deepam. It is the torchlight for the soul. It is a torchlight for the soul. Why? Because we need a light to cross the ocean. Atiti Tirshatam. To cross this ocean. Tamo Andham. It is very dark. This whole material world is the darkest region. There should be a light to cross, and that light is Srimad Bhagavatam. You see how nicely Srimad Bhagavatam has been defined. First, the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, this Shukadev Goswami, is glorified. Now, Shukadev Goswami is giving us a wonderful fruit, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is glorified. It is self-assimilated here refers to he has heard it, he has contemplated it, and then assimilating means contemplating. Pathan, that is also known as Shunuvan Pathan. Just now we saw Shunuvan and then Pathan. In this way we assimilate. Okay. Yah Swanubhavam. Yah Swanubhavam. Here also experience has been put now. Self-assimilated Swanubhavam. Experiential knowledge. What is experiential knowledge? I heard from my father. When my father was speaking, Sukadeva Goswami can say this, I heard from my father. My father was glorifying Krishna, that even if a person comes with a tendency or with an intention to kill, my father said, Krishna accepts that lady as mother, Putana as mother. So what a glorious nature Krishna has, immediately got attracted to Krishna's personal form. So that is an experience which Sukadeva Goswami had. Yaswanubhavan. Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam. He heard this and he is giving the same thing to others. That is the Saram, the essence of everything. Adhyatma Deepam. It is a torchlight for soul. And that is how Atititir Shatam Tamo Andham. To cross this material world, which is completely full of darkness. What he has done? He has given this torchlight. Sansarinam Karunaya. In this way, he has shown the highest compassion. The highest compassion is to deliver a person from this material world. So in this way, Sansarina Karunaya, Purana Guhyam, he is giving the most confidential knowledge. From Vyasa Sonam, the son of Vyasa, is giving this knowledge to whom? To all the sages, including his father. And Tattva Sandarbha speaks about it. Jiva Goswami writes in Tattva Sandarbha, speaking about this, that Bhagavatam is taught even to Narada. Bhagavatam is taught even to Vyasa. Because Vyasa teaches Bhagavatam to whom? Narada. Brahma to Narada. Narada to Vyasa. Now here Sukadeva Goswami, when he is speaking, he is also speaking Bhagavatam to whom? Narada, Vyasa. Because The Leelas is the same, but it is touched by now Sukadeva Goswami. The fruit, when it is touched by a parrot, becomes more sweeter, or the fruit which is touched by the parrot is the sweetest. So now the sweet fruit is now given to his own father again. Parikshit Maharaj is also hearing, father is also hearing, heard from his father, spoke to his father again. So in this way, that is why he is Guru Munina. He is the Guru for all the Munis. I think it is clear. So here glorification of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the only torchlight for the gross materialistic people who are just drowned in this darkest region of existence. To cross this ocean, the torchlight is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the essence of all the Vedas, which is the essence of hearing. Is it okay? See every word, and it is an experiential knowledge. Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepam atipitirshatam tamandham sansarina karunaya purana guhyam tam vyasasunum upayami gurum muninam. Paying obeisances to upayami means paying obeisances to Sukadeva Goswami. So when I'm reading this, you see one word. You have understood one word, because now you're Bhakti Bible student, not just understanding. One word has to be assimilated, digested. Then only we can put it in practical application. Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepam atititir tamandham. Then Sansarina karunaya purana guhyam tam vyasasunum upayami gurum muninam. Okay. Mohit Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In this prayer, Srila Sutta Goswami practically summarizes the complete introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural supplementary commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. The Vedanta Sutras or the Brahma Sutras were compiled by Vyasadeva with a view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on this cream. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was a thoroughly realized master of the Vedanta Sutra, and consequently, he also personally realized the commentary Srimad Bhagavatam. And just to show his boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic men who want to cross completely over nescience, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. May I continue, Mataji?
Yeah.
There is no point in arguing that a materialistic man can be happy. No materialistic creature, be he the great Brahma or an insignificant ant, can be happy. Everyone tries to make a permanent plan for happiness, but everyone is baffled by the laws of material nature. Therefore, the materialistic world is called the darkest region of God's creation. Yet the unhappy materialists can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Unfortunately, they are so foolish that they do not want to escape. Therefore, they are compared to the camel who relishes thorny twigs because he likes the taste of the twigs mixed with blood. He does not realize that it is his own blood and that his tongue is being cut by the thorns. Similarly to the materialist, his own blood is as sweet as honey, and although he is always harassed by his own material creations, he does not wish to escape. Such materialists are called karmis. Out of hundreds of thousands of karmis, only a few may feel tired of material engagement and desire to get out of the labyrinth. Such intelligent persons are called jnanis. The Vedanta Sutra is directed to such jnanis. But Srila Vyasadeva, being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, could foresee the misuse of the Vedanta Sutra by unscrupulous men, and therefore he personally supplemented the Vedanta Sutra with the Bhagavad Purana. It is clearly said that this Bhagavatam is the original commentary on the Brahma Sutras. Srila Vyasadeva also instructed the Bhagavatam to his own son, Srila Shukadeva Goswami, who was already at the liberated stage of transcendence. Srila Shukadeva realized it personally and then explained it by the mercy of Srila Shukadeva. The Bhagavad Vedanta Sutra is available for all those sincere souls who want to get out of material existence. May I continue, Mataji?
Yeah,
Srimad Bhagavatam is the one unrivaled commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Sripad Shankaracharya intentionally did not touch it because he knew that it would be difficult for him to surpass the natural commentary. He wrote his Sharirika Bhashya, and his so-called followers deprecated the Bhagavatam as some new presentation. One should not be misled by such propaganda directed against the Bhagavatam by the Mayavad school. From this introductory shloka, the beginning student should know that Srimad Bhagavatam is the only transcendental literature meant for those who are Paramhamsas and completely freed from the material disease called malice. The Mayavadis are envious of the personality of Godhead despite Sripad Shankaracharya's admission that Narayana, the personality of Godhead, is above the material creation. The envious Mayavadi cannot have access to the Bhagavatam, but those who are really anxious to get out of this material existence may take shelter of this Bhagavatam because it is uttered by the liberated Srila Shukadev Goswami. It is the transcendental torchlight by which one can see perfectly the transcendental absolute truth realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Okay. Now, when you remember your guru, you should always remember your guru with his guru. Then, who is Sukadeva Goswami's guru? Who is Sukadeva Goswami's guru?
Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. Now, fourth verse is Pranam Mantra for Vyasa. Pranam Mantra not only for Vyasa. Oh, who is Vyasa? Is incarnation of Lord. So, remembering Lord also. So, everything will come here. Narayanam Namaskrutyam. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Sarasatim Vyasam. Tato Jaya Mudirayet. We chant this. Ashtapraye Shabhadreshu. When the initiation exam was there, the time the teacher there who was the examiner, he asked the students actually who all went for the initiation. They called me, Mataji, they are asking from Bhagavatam verse. I said, every day you're chanting, na? Tell Narayanam Namaskritya. So they all chanted Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Mudirayet. So when you start any topic, first you should remember your guru. You should remember Guru's guru also. The whole Guru Parampara. So Vyasa is remembered here. And also Naranarayan Rishi is remembered. Who is Naranarayan Rishi? Who is Naranarayan Rishi? The presiding deity of the place where Bhagavatam was written, Badrikashram. Naranarayan Rishi belongs to Badrikashram. So in Badri, Naranarayan Rishi is worshipped, presiding deity of Badrikashram. And then, who gave the power to Vyasa to write? It is Saraswati. Which Saraswati? The Saraswati of the eternal world. There is always the eternal or spiritual deity who empowers the devatas of this loka. So spiritual deity or spiritual Saraswati who is empowering Vyasa to write. So three of them are here remembered. Who are all remembered? Now Suta Goswami is speaking about. Now here this verse is not spoken by Suta Goswami. Actually this verse is spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. Because Sukadeva Goswami remembers his teacher. So Suta Goswami also is speaking what Sukadeva Goswami remembers. So Sukadeva Goswami, when he starts speaking, what will he speak? He will speak the glorification about his teacher. So that is what Suta Goswami says. Yes, there are not 33 crore, there are 12 principal demigods. Even the 33 crore Devi Devatas, if you take them, there are 12 principal demigods. For them, there are 12 principal, you can say, spiritual deities or spiritual demigods. They are not just demigods, they are Nitya Suras there. The Nitya Suras in the spiritual world. These Nitya Suras in the spiritual world, they empower the demigods. And these demigods, again, there are so many bifurcations within each department. Technically, there are important 12 principal demigods. But then, afterwards, there is department within the department also. So how many crore, how many 33 crore Devi Devatas, we don't know the names also. But we know technically some few names, like we have Surya Devata, Vanaspati Devata, like that some important we know. Varun Devata, Vayu Devata, like that. But they all have corresponding demigods in the spiritual world. So let us see this first. So now here, Vedavyasa is remembered by Sukadeva Goswami. Now Sukadeva Goswami, what he says, he is praying to Naranaran Rishi. The Naranaran Rishi, they are the presiding deities. And then to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Vyasa himself. In this way, Sukadeva Goswami is remembering, which Sutta Goswami is repeating. Sutta Goswami says, my teacher remembered Vedavyasa. My teacher remembered Naranaran Rishi. My teacher remembered Saraswati, Mother Saraswati. Okay. Read this verse. Aruna Mataji, you read.
Mataji, verse I will read. Verse also.
No. Purport. Just
Hare Krishna.
Please mute your phone. Who is Vrindavan Leela Mataji? Mute your phone.
All the Vedic literatures and the Puranas are meant for conquering the darkest region of material existence. The living being in the state of forgetfulness of his relation with God due to his being overtly attached to material sense gratification from time immemorial. His struggle for existence in the material world is perpetual, and it is not possible for him to get out of it by making plans. If he at all wants to conquer this perpetual struggle for existence, he must re-establish his eternal relation with God. And one who wants to adopt such remedial measures must take shelter of the literature such as the Vedas and the Puranas. Foolish people say that the Puranas have no connection with the Vedas. However, the Puranas are supplementary explanations of the Vedas intended for different types of men. All men are not equal. They are men who are conducted by the mode of goodness, others who are under the mode of passion, and the others who are under the mode of ignorance. The Puranas are so divided that any class of men can take them and gradually regain their lost position and get out of the hard struggle for existence. Srila Sutta Goswami shows the way of chanting the Puranas. This may be followed by persons who aspire to be preachers of the Vedic literatures and the Puranas. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana, and it is specially meant for them who desire to get out of the material entanglement permanently. Hare Krishna.
So the meter of this verse is Gayatri. Om is a Bij Akshar of Gayatri. Om, the whole Bhagavatam started with Om, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So when one speaks about the Puranas, first he has to remember Om, Gayatri, his teacher, Vyasa. Now Sukadeva Goswami is teaching us, his teacher. Then Saraswati, Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, here spiritual deity. The goddess of learning here, Saraswati of the spiritual world, and also Narnarayan Rishi, who represents Vishnu himself. So in this way, one has to remember the disciplic succession, the Lord himself, and the Bijakshara Om, the Gayatri, and then start the Vyakhyana, or start speaking about Bhagavatam. Okay. Now the first question was, what is the thing which is good for everyone, or what is the highest goal of life, which is Shreya, which is good for everyone? So answer is, your very question itself is going to benefit everyone. What is that thing which is going to benefit everyone, or what is the ultimate goal of life which is going to benefit everyone? The answer is what? The question, your very question itself is going to benefit everyone, because the questions are referred or the questions are related to Krishna himself. Munaya sadhu prishtoham bhavadbirlokamangalam yat kritaha Krishna samprashno yenatma suprasidati. Read that 9th verse in the first chapter, 9th verse. Read. Aruna, read the 9th verse. Tatra tatranja sayushman. Read. So that for that answer is that. Read the first question. Okay, Jakan Prabhu, can you read?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Tatra tatranjushyaman bhautam yadvidi nishitam pumsam ekantam shreyastam shantito marsi.
Why are you putting ekam, in everything? Shreyasam. Okay. Pumsam ekanta shreyas tannaha shamsutum arhasi. We want to know what is the ultimate good for everyone. So here what is the answer? Munaya sadhu pushtoyam. O Muni, O sadhus, O devotees, you have prushtaha aham. Prushtaha means you have asked me. Aham means me. What you have asked? You have asked so many questions. 6 questions you have asked. Bhavadaha, bhavadbihi. By you all have put the questions. Lokamangalam. Those questions itself is mangalam, is for the welfare of everyone. That means the question itself is the giving the highest benefit, mangalam. Yat kritaha Krishna samprashno. These questions are referring to Krishna. Krishna samprashno. So this is actually referring to Lord himself. That is why yenatma suprasidati. This is going to please everyone. The very question itself is the highest benefit. It is going to give the highest benefit to everyone. Okay. So this is the answer for the first question, which Sutta Goswami starts. Vyakhyana is going to do the Vyakhyana. How he started? Started by thanking the audience, then remembering his teacher, and also remembering what his teacher remembered for his teacher. That like how we chant Srila Prabhupada's, our Guru's Pranam Mantra, then Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, Prabhupada chanting the Pranam Mantra for his Guru in this way. Okay. Vrindavan Lila Mataji, read. Fifth purpose.
Hare. Since it has been stated here and before that in the Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is to be known, the questions of the sages of Naimisharanya are proper and just, because they pertain to Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, the personality of Godhead says that in all the Vedas there is nothing but the urge for searching after him, Lord Krishna. Thus, the questions that pertain to Krishna are the sum and substance of all the Vedic inquiries. The whole world is full of questions and answers. The birds, beasts, and men are all busy in the matter of perpetual questions and answers. In the morning, the birds in the nest become busy with questions and answers. And in the evening also, the same birds come back and again become busy with questions and answers. The human being, unless he is fast asleep at night, is busy with questions and answers. The businessmen in the market are busy with questions and answers, and so also the lawyers in the court and the students in the schools and colleges. The legislators in the parliament are also busy with questions and answers, and the politicians and the press representatives are all busy with questions and answers. Although they go on making such questions and answers for their whole lives, they are not at all satisfied. Satisfaction of the soul can only be obtained by questions and answers on the subject of Krishna. Krishna is our most intimate master, friend, father, or son, and object of conjugal love. Forgetting Krishna, we have created so many objects of satisfaction. All things but Krishna give temporary satisfaction only. So, if we are to have complete satisfaction, we must take to the questions and answers about Krishna. We cannot live for a moment without being questioned or without giving answers, because the Srimad Bhagavatam deals with questions and answers that are related to Krishna. We can derive the highest satisfaction only by reading and hearing this transcendental literature. One should learn the Srimad Bhagavatam and make an all-round solution to all problems pertaining to social, political, or religious matters. Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna are the sum total of all things. Hare Krishna.
So many question answers every day. What is happening? So many question answers we do. But those question answers done by animals or ants or human, they're not so auspicious. They're not at all auspicious. And the only thing which is auspicious, which is going to give Mangala, that means the questions pertaining to Krishna. That is why these questions are very, very important. Your questions itself is Enatmasu Prasidati. It is going to satisfy everyone. Now, sixth, today for the last today, the sixth verse. The sixth verse is the answer for the second question of the sages of Naimisharanya. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yatho bhaktir adhukshaje haitukiya pratiyata yayatma suprasidati. Try to memorize this verse. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yatho bhaktir adhukshaje ahaituki pratiyata yayatma suprasidati. Angel, unmute yourself. Angel, yeah. Savai pumsam paro dharmo chant.
Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktiradoksaje ahaituki
apratihata
ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati.
So what is going to give the complete satisfaction? Savai pumsam paro dharma. That is the topmost of all the occupation. What is that? Bhakti adhokshaje. Bhakti to adhokshaja. And how should be that bhakti? Ahaituki, without any cause. Apratihata, without any interruption. Yayatma suprasidati. That is going to satisfy everyone. What is it? 11th verse, 11th question. What was it? 11th question. 11th verse, second question.
What is the essence of the scripture? For the
Bruhi
satisfaction.
bhadraya bhutanam yenatma suprasidati. What is the answer? Yayatma suprasidati. Yenatma suprasidati. Now what is given here? Yayatma suprasidati. So bhakti, that too without any cause, causeless, unbroken, uninterrupted. So here dharma. What is the meaning of dharma? Dharma means occupation or activity. The highest dharma. We are not talking about some small activity. There are two types of dharma. Artika dharma, Paramartika dharma. So here Paramartika dharma has been spoken. Artika dharma, whatever body we have got, wherever we have got a birth, different Artika dharmas are there. But Paramartika dharma, what is the highest dharma of human? Pumsam. Savai pumsam paro dharmo. Yato bhaktir adhokshaje. Yato bhaktir adhokshaje. Adhokshaja means who is beyond these senses, who is transcendental to material senses. But just see Krishna's compassion. He is allowing us to use our senses in Krishna's service. We are using our body, which is made up of malamutra. That is why the first and the foremost what we have to do, we have to apply tilak or udo kundram in this body. 12 places tilak has been told. Just to spiritualize this body first. Because adhokshaja has to be worshipped, who is beyond these material senses. So yato bhaktir adhokshaje. Bhakti to Krishna. What is the meaning of bhakti? Bhakti means love. The highest object, or you can say paro dharmo, is to attain that prema bhakti. You start with sadhana bhakti, isn't it? But ultimately, is there any difference between sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti, or they are connected? They are interconnected. There is a raw mango and there is a ripe mango. Can you say raw mango is different and ripe mango is different? No. Ripe mango is dependent on raw mango. Prema bhakti is dependent on sadhana bhakti. That is why sadhana bhakti, prema bhakti cannot be separated, but they are connected. That is also anga only. They are connected. Sadhana bhakti is connected to prema bhakti. So the highest object is to attain that prema bhakti. How? Through sadhana bhakti. So sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti, they cannot be separated. So what is the highest one? Highest one is to attain love for Krishna. Is love dependent on something? When you love a person, you cannot talk about this material persons. When you love Krishna, that love to Krishna, is it dependent on anyone? No, that is why Ahituki has come. Now let us see what all we can think about. What may be the cause of love for Krishna? You can say mercy of Lord. Because of mercy of Lord, I have got love for Krishna. That is not counted. That is not at all counted to be the cause. What is the cause for prema bhakti? It is not mercy of Krishna. Because if you say, oh, because of mercy of Krishna, I got love for Krishna, then those who have no love for Krishna, then is it that Lord has not shown mercy on them? That means we are speaking about the partiality shown by Krishna. Prajudai's nature. Krishna doesn't have this type of nature. If he says, oh, mercy of Krishna, that I love Krishna. That means what we are trying to show to the people, that Krishna has shown me mercy, not to you. So then, can association of devotee be the cause for loving Krishna? Can association of devotee be the cause? Then the answer comes, association of devotee is one of the anga of bhakti. One of the anga of bhakti. How then, without association, how love will come? Devotees are there. That is why topics are there about Krishna. Service is there for Krishna. That is why it is considered as one of the anga, 64 limbs of devotional service. One of the anga is association of devotees. Association of devotees automatically what it leads to mercy of devotees. So then somebody can say mercy of devotees is the cause for parodharma, is the cause for attaining prema bhakti. That cannot be negated. That is true. Yes, it is mercy of devotees because of which one gets the love for Krishna. Mercy is because of association. Association is one of the anga. But then, if you see more and more, it is service, it is bhakti which leads to bhakti. The cause of prema bhakti is bhakti only. That love is there, and that love, how it ripened, is because of the association of devotee, which is one of the anga of devotee, anga of devotion. So that is why here, what is the cause? Ahituki. Why a is put? There is no cause except the cause itself becomes the effect. The cause is cause. The bhakti itself is the cause, and the effect is also cause. The effect is also bhakti only. Like what is the cause for a ripened mango? A raw mango is the cause for a ripened mango. So mango itself is a cause for mango. The taste is different. Little bit taste is different. In the same way, sadhana bhakti is a cause for prema bhakti. That means bhakti itself is a cause for bhakti. There is no other cause. You cannot say it is mercy of Krishna. To one extent, we can say yes, it is mercy of devotees, but we cannot say it is mercy of Krishna. If we say mercy of Krishna, then we are showing that Krishna is very partial. Okay. Swahaituki. Apratihata. It is not stopped. It is not interrupted. Like Ganga flows. Ganga has no obstruction. In the same way, here apratihata means this so-called impersonal knowledge, impersonal jnanam. If you remember, anya bilashita shunyam jnana karmadyanavritam, impersonal knowledge. And the karma, the materialistic karma, impersonal knowledge or the desire for liberation, that should not come as an obstruction in devotional service. If somebody has inclination for impersonal knowledge or liberation or some results in the fruitive activities, then understand that is not pure devotional service. That is mixed. That is means it is mixture. It is not pure. So pure bhakti or pure love has no cause. The cause is love. To love somebody, there should not be cause for it. If you have some cause, that is not love. If you have some reasons, or if you have some desire other than loving Krishna, if you have any other desire, that means that is not love. That is mixture. There is Anyavilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyanavritam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilam Bhakti Uttama. This Bhakti Uttama has been spoken here. So that Uttama Bhakti is only going to give ultimate satisfaction. So savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhukshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Yenatma suprasidati. Answer is yayatma suprasidati. Okay. Milind Prabhu, please read.
In this statement, Sri Sutta Goswami answers the first question of the sages of Naimisharanya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part so that the fallen people or the people in general might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for the human being. One is called Pravritti Marga, or the path of sense enjoyment, and the other is called Nivritti Marga, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of the miseries and temporary cessation of miseries falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and all cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior energy. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is polluted, is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of devotional service of the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desires. Fruitive action and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate activities with his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is a central pivot of living beings, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has its eternal form in the spiritual existence. Spiritual existence. And Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is a complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction. Hare Krishna.
So ahaituki, devotion has no any other cause except devotion. Love has love. Prema starts with prema. Sadhana, why a person is doing sadhana? Because he has love. So sadhana ultimately goes to prema. So prema, for prema, there is no other cause except for mercy of devotees. So mercy of devotees is because of association. Association is one of the anga of devotional service. So there should not be any other cause for performing devotional service. The cause should be only prema. Love is there, that is why you are studying. Love is there, that is why we want to know more about Krishna. So for love, there should not be any other cause, or it will be Mishrit Bhakta. It will be only Mishrit Bhakti. Something Mishran will be there. And there should not be any interruption. There should not be any obstruction. Here, obstruction refers to even desire for liberation is an obstruction. Even desire for fruitive activities is also an obstruction in devotional service. So there should not be any obstruction. There should not be any material cause. Okay. Any questions?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sajadev Prabhu. Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
Hare yeah, Mataji, you talked about sadhana bhakti interrelated and interconnected with prem bhakti. But in NOD, you have also taught us about in between there is bhav bhakti. So how do we relate that interconnection? That is the question.
Please repeat again.
You taught us today about interconnection between sadhana bhakti and prem bhakti. And in NOD also you have taught us about one more thing in between. Sadhana bhakti converted to bhav bhakti, converted to prem bhakti. So how does bhav bhakti interconnect between sadhana bhakti and prem bhakti? That is the question.
We also read that Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti, not much difference is there. Bhava is the stage where you can see the rays, like the rays of the sun is seen. Isn't it? Prema can be experienced in Bhava Bhakti also. That is the first experience of Prema Bhakti. We read about Bhava Bhakti. It is like seeing the rays of the sun, in which you have that guarantee, yes, now sun is going to rise. It's like Arunodaya. So it is a connection. Sadhana, bhava, bhava, prema, they are all interconnected only. Sadhana is there, bhava is there. Sadhana is there, then it will ultimately lead to bhava. If a person really does very nicely, it will ultimately lead to bhava and the prema.
Yeah, but what about the anarthas level? I know that anarthas are there in sadhana bhakti. And
That is to be
anarthas
given up. Na? Slowly, that is
yeah.
going to be given up.
So in Bhav Bhakti, anarthas are there. I mean, of course, percentage will be less, but are they there or are they not there at all? That was the question. In Bhav
Very
Bhakti.
less. Very,
So
very
they are
less.
there.
That is the ultimate stage where a person is going to give up every anartha.
Okay. And last question,
Because
Mataji,
he is going to experience the love of Krishna. Na? So he's going to give up
yeah.
every anartha.
Yeah. And the last question
I'll give you an example for this. You want to make a pot. You take mud. In the mud, kachra is also there, na? Patthar is also there. But ultimately, from that mud only, you're going to make pot. So mud and the pot cannot be separated. It has to be refined. But ultimately, pot is made up of mud only. Refined mud.
And just now, Mataji, which we did last was Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, that text number 6. In that purport, Prabhupada says that in this statement, Srila Sutta Goswami answers the first question. So this is the verse which answers the first question, and not the second.
Second, because very clearly it has been given in the Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary also. Yenatma suprasidati. Yeah, it is actually interconnected. Both the verses are interconnected. It is not only the first verse, second verse also, because yenatma suprasidati comes as yatma suprasidati.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is coming in.
So it is not only the first question, it is the second question also.
So it is interconnected because you have been telling in the previous classes also that both these question 1 and 2 are interconnected. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
And the same question is, the same answer is going to extend in 7th verse also. In the 7th verse, same thing is going to, how the satisfaction is there, it is going to be connected in the 7th verse. These three, that is 5, 6, 7, what type of satisfaction a person gets, that is going to be spoken. Okay. Okay. Who else? Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question. So, is
Yeah.
desire to get out of this material body is also an abstraction? Because without a desire, that desire, then we will continue our existence in this world. Right?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mama Janmani Janmani.
Yeah.
But at the highest level of love, not bother whether we are going to come back or not come back. But in every birth, let me serve you. He is not afraid of the birth. He is only afraid of losing devotional service. And the same thing is been spoken. Mama Janmani Janmani Ishwari Bhavatat Bhakti Ahaituki Tvai. Ahaituki Bhakti has been spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you.
There is one complicated question, Mataji, of today's class. You said mercy of Lord, and you said very very logically that if the mercy of Lord is there, then everyone in this universe should become a devotee. But it is not like that, and that also you said in violation of the partiality of Lord, and you explained it very well. Then you came down to the mercy of the devotee, that is the association of devotee, mercy of pure devotee. In that you said that mercy of pure devotee, yes, it is the cause. I mean, but then there also we see the angle that a pure devotee may not give mercy to all. He may give mercy only to few. So what about that angle?
Okay. The mercy of the devotee, why this has been accepted by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says mercy of the devotee because mercy of the devotee is dependent on association. Not that everybody wants to associate with the devotee. Even if you say, I want to give you association, I want to give you association, people run away. So it is dependent on association, and association cannot be called as a cause, it is a limb. It is one of the anga. Without that anga, like anga, hand is one of the anga of this body, fingers are the angas. You are eating because fingers are there. That is why we are having the prasada. We are able to eat. So now this finger cannot be called as a cause. Understand? Finger is not the cause. Your hunger was the cause for your eating. Finger became an instrument, just an instrument. So your prema is there, and that prema got ignited because association of devotee is there. It is like a hand. Hunger is there, that is why you ate. Why you ate? Hunger is there, that is why you ate. What became an instrument? Hand. Love is there, that is why you are seeking love. You are seeking to whom? Those who have love, and that is hand. This hand had food. That is why your mouth went near the hand. Love is there, love went near the love. That love is there in the heart of the devotee. Okay. Vrindavan Lila Mataji. Your voice is not heard. No. You can type also. Anyone else? Your voice is not heard, Mataji. You can type your question. Okay. They are not able to hear. So we'll stop here. Acha. If prema is a cause of prema, is prema is a cause of prema. Love is there, that is why we are doing sadhana. But that sadhana has some contamination. That is why we are in the process of removing contamination. And when that contamination is gone, we become perfect. Every soul is perfect only, but contamination is there. That is why perfect to serve, but to remove that, like mud is perfect to be made to make a pot, but it is having what? Dust or some stones. That's to be removed. Similar. In the similar way, the Shraddha to Prema, the Shraddha is there. That is why, and Shraddha is because of mercy of the devotees. And unknowingly we have served the devotees. Service to devotees and mercy of the devotees led to Shraddha. That Shraddha led to Sadhu Sangha. That means inclination is there. But like a raw mango and ripe mango, simple. Raw mango cannot be eaten because it has a different taste. At the Shraddha there is different taste. At the Prema there is a different taste. Cannot be separated. You cannot separate Prema Bhakti with Sadhana Bhakti. A Prema Bhakta has also done Sadhana Bhakti. Maybe that Sadhana Bhakti is not seen in this lifetime because in the previous lifetime he has done it. That is why spontaneous love for Krishna is there. That spontaneously, why is he loving Krishna? Because he has done it. He has done it. Okay then? Hare Krishna. Stop here. Try to memorize the verses. At least try to read the verses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.